Okay, item 7C, presentation of City of Broken Arrow project website. Alex?
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, Council. Alex Mills, Engineering and Construction Director. I'm going to walk over here because I have to use a mouse to operate. Well, the good news is I got an email earlier today telling me that Esri, which is the basis for our website, was going to go through a scheduled maintenance tonight.
Good.
But it doesn't start till 7, so I was in a deep end. Is that as big as we can get it? Yeah, I guess so. This website has been a collective effort of a lot of the departments, and we're just really wanting to be completely transparent with the work that we're handling. The voters have approved these projects. The City Council has directed us to move forward with those. Administration's been working hard on them, and a lot of people are interested with what's going on. We feel this is going to be a really good tool for people, both citizens, council, just anyone, to get an update of where we're at on projects. So now that said, the data is not complete yet, so if you see something that's a little wrong, bear with me. We're not quite ready to publish it yet. But anyway, we have an intro screen here, but then you'll see these tabs at the top. The first one's transportation. And as you can see, we have different highlighted colors. The blue colors are what we're calling other jurisdictional projects, and those would be Tulsa County projects. We get a lot of questions on roads that are at the boundary between Tulsa and Broken Arrow, and those are under the jurisdiction of Tulsa County, so we're going to do our best to keep those projects updated with information as to how they're going. The green projects are prior bond projects. Those could be 2008, 2011, 2014 GO bond projects that were somewhere in the project life cycle. The yellow projects are the 2018 bond projects. The solid lines are named projects, and the dotted lines are unnamed projects. So if you...
Alex?
Yes.
I noticed there's a blue line on county. Is that a Wagner County project, or is that a...
That's New Orleans, 101st Street, and they're picking up just past the events, just past our events park and going all the way to 51. So if you want to zoom into a particular project, you can really get down to the nitty-gritty here, and you can click on the project, and what it'll do is it'll pop up this informational box, which will give you the title of the project, how much funding was available, what funding source was used for it, and again, please don't look at any of this data here, the current project status, and then what we'll have under design, right-of-way, utilities, and so forth is projected timeframes like spring of 19, fall of 19. We can't get down to the too much detail on these, but we'll give people a flavor of when to expect these projects. And the nice thing is you can really, you can really zoom anywhere you want. You can zoom into the Rose District and see the projects we have going on. There's the previously mentioned Ash project. There's First Street that we're advertising right now. That's Streetscapes 5 out in front of Milestone that's coming. And then just various other, that's Kenosha Date Domain. So these projects are all represented there, and we'll probably go through on a monthly basis and update the current status of where we're at on these. We also have a tab for residential street maintenance, and it's a little more impactful when you zoom out a little bit. And so there we go in and we highlight the streets in the neighborhood to show you what the scope of the project is. And again, if you click on any one of these, it'll pop up a dialog box, and this is Central Park Estates improvements. It'll tell you how it was funded and general status. Public safety. We show all the current fire and police stations on there, and we show any future projects we have planned through the bond. And that could be not only the stations, but it might be the training center or some of that, any police or fire facility. Quality of life, we show all the existing parks, and then we show all the planned park improvements. Now, I'll admit some of them are a little difficult to show. Citywide trails is kind of hard to show on a map, but we do the best we can. And in some cases, we're looking for property, we don't have it acquired, so there may be times where projects are planned, but we can't show them effectively. but it does show everything we've got going. Public facilities. This would include the Veterans Center we have planned, the Senior Center we have planned. It would include improvements to streets and storm building, those type of projects. And then we have stormwater and drainage. Takes a second for this to load. It actually shows all the different drainage basins within Broken Arrow, which is kind of informational. If you're an engineering geek like myself, you can see where the break lines are for the different watersheds. It'll show you improvements that we have planned with the named and unnamed projects. So it's fairly informative. This is the water system, and it actually shows every water line within the city of Broken Arrow, all the way out and including our water treatment plant. So it's again, the data is only as good as our GIS data, and the council's approved previous budgets for improvement of our GIS data integrity, and it will continue to get better, but it certainly gives you a flavor of where the work is and where all our systems are in the city. And then, of course, the favorite of everybody is the sanitary sewer system. And again, it shows the different basins. You can see the Lynn Lane plant. You can see the plant we share with Tulsa. It'll show the pump stations. It'll show all the gravity and force main lines, and show all the different projects we have. Now, I've been I've been discussing with Michael Skase that, gee, wouldn't it be cool if we had a tab on here for developments that are going on. He has a internal site where he can track all the different plats for the new neighborhoods that have come through, all the commercial developments. And gee, wouldn't that be a nice overlay to have that on there? So there's really no limit to where we could take this, but we are grinding through the data right now, and I would suspect we can have this published within a couple weeks, and we'll have it on our website so that really anybody that wants the information can get it. So that's really the length of my presentation. I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have.
This is going to be, sorry.
Oh, no, go ahead.
I was going to say, this is going to be great for people, like quality of life, to see where that's one thing that people think we need, or they say we need more parks or we need more trail systems, but that'll be a great tool where you can actually go on and see.
Oh,
see
I
all
suspect
of it.
people are going to open it up and go, we have a park over there?
Yeah.
So I think that'll be great.
How does you said the information will be on there for another couple of weeks. How's it going to be updated? Is the company updating part of it, or staff updating?
That will be my group that'll update
So
it.
you just bought the program, and then we update it, staff updates it?
We already have a license with Esri, the GIS website. So really, it's the formation of this format and the graphics that go on top of it that the company helped us with. I assume there'll be a very small amount. We'll probably want to check with them on a yearly basis, but most of the data updating can be done internally with our staff.
Well, I will tell you, one of the biggest, most frequently asked questions I get called at home or emailed is, what is the status of this project? When is that happening? And I think this is a great resource, both that I can look at to inform the resident, but also to send them to so they can look at, it might pique their interest on other things. I mean, I love this idea because it will allow us to better communicate what's going on with the residents, and probably take a bit of a burden off the staff that we have to ask, can you tell us what's going on? So I
You know, I've wondered about that myself because
Worried about job security?
That's why I asked who to put it on, so if you've got to put it on, it's still a job.
my job is totally
Nobody
secure.
else knows how to do it.
That's right.
If I have to be the last one in the department updating this data, it will be.
Okay.
We'll pass that along for you.
Well, no, honestly, I think it probably will drive a lot of questions too. And when people start looking at the different screens and saying, hey, we have a lot of infrastructure here, we have a park here, but we don't have a park here, it's probably going to drive questions. Hopefully it'll just drive discussions about the future, not so much, hey, where are we at on this one? But gee, looking at that map, don't we need a park over here? Don't we need, new infrastructure here? So.
Well, I think the other thing is that they see road projects going on, and they understand why their particular road project can't get started until one just south of it's done.
Yeah, particularly we have 3 major road projects, east-west road projects on on the east side of town, on the west side of town, and if we were to build all those at the same time,
Yeah.
we would be very unpopular.
That's
I'm already going to be unpopular, but
Well,
it's going to
that's
be
one of
even-
the things I tell people about why County Line hasn't come on yet, because we figured it didn't make sense to have two major north-south arterials clogged up. So we wanted to finish Lynn Lane first and move to the next one. And I think that makes sense, but when you're living on or near County Line, you kind of want to know when it's going to happen.
Absolutely.
And this is the tool.
And I will tell you, there's some trepidation about putting these dates out here, because as we change dates, there will be those who look to get irritated about a date sliding, and there's not a whole lot I can do about that. I mean, life happens, you just do the best you can, but I want to be transparent about what we're doing. We're pushing projects forward as hard as we can, and if a project gets delayed for whatever reason, I want to be transparent about that, so.
And will it show like the current date? So like, as you guys update, obviously, you're not gonna overall update I would assume you would be updating projects individually as they go on.
Individual
So when
projects.
you click on those, does it show this is updated as of, or? So like if we were to look on, if someone called about a project, we could look on there and say, well, this is as of this date.
No, that's an interesting point. I don't think we have an updated as planned right now. I think we'll probably get on some sort of regular routine and probably put that on the website somewhere, but that's a good point.
Anything else? Great job, Alex. You
Good.
got done
Good
before
job.
7, so that's good.